I'm heading off to Bunnings today. Gee, it's always a noisy car when I start recording, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm heading off to Bunnings because I've got to get an attachment for a tap. It's actually where the toilet is going into the cistern, and it just comes straight off. It's mainly made of plastic. It looks really crappy, and I've got to get it replaced. So get off to the hardware store, big hardware store. And the cistern hasn't worked for a while either, so I've actually just been using filling up buckets of water and flushing the toilet that way. It seems to work okay. I mean, it's obviously not ideal, but it works fine for me. But I suppose I should get the damn thing fixed. I don't want to pay for a plumber, so a friend of mine said that you can get a unit to put into the cistern that'll fix it, because it's something to do. I showed it to a friend online I was chatting to, and he showed me where it looked as though the actual ball, I think it's called the ball cock or whatever, the one that floats, just actually turns the flow of water off in the cistern off and on. It seems to be working okay, but for some reason it just didn't seem to work for me. Maybe there's just something I just don't know about the mechanics of it. So it might be easy just to put a new unit in. I'll just ask him at Bunnings and see if there's anything like that, and I've taken photos of it, and fingers crossed, see how we go. Nice day, a bit of a breeze of course, but that's always the case. It's good that they've actually they've eased the restrictions on the number of patrons that can be in venues like pubs and clubs. Apparently from today onwards, which is Monday, it's gone up from 10 to 20, which means there may be an outside chance that the likes of PJs might open. But what gets me is that there's no consistency between the states. In New South Wales you can have 50 patrons, which is a much better figure, because that means most venues can afford to open. I think that's really good news for New South Wales, but up here we're still it's an improvement. We're only going up to 20 now. I just don't get that. And apparently in Northern Territory, no restrictions at all. So you know, it's a real patchwork. And you know, Queensland's done well out of the coronavirus thing. It's just that we have hard-ass leaders in this state that just as stubborn as, and just seem to get off on the power trip. So it's just a shame, because it just shows you that New South is in worse shape than we are, yet they can open up to 50 patrons, which is closer to a normal situation. Because the thing is, all the crap that's happening in America now with these riots and what have you, that could well have been exacerbated by the fact that people are very frustrated because they've been locked in, you know, locked down with the shutdown for so long. It might have added to the frustration and the overreaction to the case of the black guy being third-degree murder he's been charged with, because he basically asphyxiated the suspect over passing a $20 fraudulent note, a counterfeit note. Just such a petty crime too. Just ridiculous. But the people are just way overreacting. Apparently there's people that are just going in there, and professional agitators that are actually getting people worked up, and they're destroying their communities. It's pretty bad, because you know, the people that are hurting, as usual, are the people that they're supposedly protecting. In other words, the black communities. They're the ones that are being destroyed. So yeah, it's just strange. It's just, there's no rationality with these people. It's a mob mentality, and it's prevalent in humans. We just can't get away from it. I was involved in a demo at university. We occupied the admin building, and it was just bloody stupid. I didn't even know what it was for, but it was some left-wing group had organised it. And you know, it's a bit of a buzz being able to run rampant through an office with impunity. I can understand it. I mean, I certainly would never do that again. That was something I did in my early days as a student, and certainly I thought it was very strange that we got away with it. So that's the sort of crap that's happening these days at tertiary institutions. They're fomenting a lot of hatred. It wasn't anywhere near as bad when I was there, but they had the elements there. You could see the genesis of it all happening, and now they're becoming factories of hate, I think, and their academic prowess could be quite questionable too. So we've got real problems, institutional problems that need to be fixed. Oh, it's a lovely day. It's a good day for a walk down to a hardware store for a person who knows nothing about hardware. Yeah. But I haven't been out for a couple of days, so it's good. Good to get out and about. And might check out PJ's. I'll probably have to do some shopping tomorrow, so I might go down to Woolworths and I'll see if there is any life at PJ's. I hit the Irish whiskey a bit hard on Saturday, and I was recovering yesterday, and I sort of don't feel inclined to have much booze today. I'll have zero booze today, actually. So yeah, have a quiet day today, I think. Orange juice will do me. And yeah, I might even have a few alcohol-free days. It's not a bad thing to do from time to time, just clean out the system. I should do some fasting too. That's not a bad thing. I didn't eat that much yesterday, I sort of felt better for it. So it's not a bad thing to do. So anyway. Bit of traffic. Here's the huge public service conglomerate. Oh shit, there's a car coming, you can see it. Because it's grey, silver colour, hard to see for me. They didn't travel too fast, thank God. Even worse, it was like an electric car with no sound. A little bit of road sound I guess they make, but I've never been in one, so I can imagine. But there's a view down to the south. Big car park. Councils up here are, they cover much larger areas of course, so that's why it's such a massive building, massive bureaucracy. Anyway, fingers crossed I'll get that part. I'm just amazed they use plastic for the interface with the actual faucet behind it for the cistern. Just yeah, it's going crazy cutting costs. I would have thought they'd use some sort of metal. It was inevitable it was going to break, so it's not a big deal. But we'll see how we go. Local government. Well, I've just got myself a replacement flow valve, I think it's called. I've got no idea. It goes in the cistern. I don't know how to attach the bloody thing, so it cost me 20 bucks. It's not that much. And I just want to get a handle for the little that went above the actual tap that sends water into the cistern, but I couldn't buy that by itself. I had to buy a whole unit, but at least the one that they've got on available is actually a metal one. That was $7, so that wasn't too bad. So oh, actually I can cross it here. It's amazing. I went all the way around the other way. There's so much road works happening at the moment. It's incredible. So where am I supposed to walk here? See, can I go around this way? Yeah, I think I can. Oh, I did it the hard way. I went all the way around the roundabout before, but I could have just cut across this way. But yeah, the signage is very confusing. So, especially to a blind man like me. So I've got 2 items, cost me about 27 bucks in total, and I hope it works, because all I wanted was the handle part of the tap. That's all it came off, was plastic, and it just went into a metal rod. But they had to buy the whole unit, including the rod, and there's screws and what have you, and I don't know whether it's going to work or not, but apparently this is supposed to be standard stuff. And I showed it to the guy in the plumbing section, a photo of my cistern and everything, so fingers crossed it all works out, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Absolutely none. Total foreign territory for me. Of course, the last time I was down here I lost my way, because that's when I bought my big screen TV, and walked straight past the warehouse, the Harvey Norman warehouse, which is just up there to the right, and had to get rescued by locals who drove me back, which is really nice of them. Yeah, people here are really nice. The lady helped me out with the finding a plumber, because I was down that section and there was just no staff. But luckily I found a guy, and he was attending to someone, of course, because it's very busy this time of day. It's about 3:30 or something, about 3 o'clock, and it's probably not a good time of day to come down here. Probably mornings are best. So anyway, hopefully this stuff will work. It's about time I gave it a go anyway. I mean, you know, the old compared to paying for a plumber, anything's worth a try. It's worth rolling the dice, because you're just going to be burning money then. So we'll see how we go. I can always contact my friend in Brisbane. He's got much better handyman skills, which is saying much better than zero, which is what I've got. So we'll see how it goes. If I get into trouble, I might bring him up and see if he can advise me how to get the flow pump replaced. Because it's only 20 bucks, it's not bad actually. I didn't see any B-days there. Wouldn't really mind a loo with a B-day, but I think it'd be up for really big bucks doing that. And of course you have to have a plumber in for that, because you're going to have another connection for the water, I would think. So it'd be a bit of an indulgence. But it's good that they're standard over in places like Vietnam. Also, what did I hear today? Oh yeah, they're going to have, they're planning on actually having international travel, I think, from Germany to Spain in about mid-June, which is quite extraordinary. So what they're going to create is a bubble between Spain and the big tourist places like Germany, where a lot of Germans want to go down there. Germany and France actually, because they're pretty big countries, fairly affluent, and they always like to get away and go down to Spain. So it's self-preservation for the Spanish, similar to what's up here, you know, with FNQ, but they've actually done that here too with the bubble, but it's only within Queensland. The bulk of the business would come from presumably Melbourne and then Sydney, I would think, trying to escape winter. That's where most of the potential tourists would come from in Australia. So, but you know, as I say, it's just got this stubborn person in power who's obviously paranoid about corona. Like I said, nothing wrong with being vigilant, but when vigilance turns to paranoia, that's when we've got problems, which we have now. Yeah, but like nothing compared to the problems they've got in the States. That's quite extraordinary what's happening there, and it's just disgusting that if they've got people coming in, apparently they're out of towners going into these places and stirring up trouble. And it's just absolutely disgusting, just to push a political agenda. They don't care about people. So yeah, not good. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.